Assalamu alaikum. We are now reading from the kitab. It's called Al-Qawl Mufid. It's a sharh of the Kitab al-Tawheed. Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. This sharh is from Sheikh Uthaymin of Saudi Arabia. Many people criticize this book, not only the original book by Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. They call them, the Wahhabis, the terrorists, they're Wahhabis. But they even criticize the book, the sharh, Al-Qawl Mufid, and they say this is extremism. First of all, these people are so ignorant, I can't even begin to explain to you how ignorant they are. The reason they don't like it is it's filled with nothing but Quranic ayat, ahadith an Rasul, and explanations of the ma'ani, the meaning of the words, and explanations of grammar, nahu, and the seerah. I mean, this book is just so fantastic. I can't even begin to tell you. It's 800, 900 pages, but I actually had it split in half so that I could bring it on the plane and use it easily instead of having to fumble with the gigantic one. So I had it recovered. You know, it's called mujallad. New jild means new skin, new leather. I don't know how to explain it because we don't even do these things anymore. But I'm just giving you a brief little, this is what the frontispiece looks like. And you can see, I don't know if you can see because I have such poor techniques here in my little room at my little desk. Here it is. You can see what it is. Okay. So now I love it so much that I've decided to just give you snippets of it. And they won't necessarily be in order. It will be according to my mood, as is most things. Things just strike me daily. So I'm just going to give you these little things as I interpret them. I mean, I'm not going outside the tafsir of any famous ulama. I just think I have a little different take on what I read because American woman, So we never knew what the word sabr meant. And it was always just told, it that, it means to be patient. You just be patient. And that's the meaning of sabr. And Allahu yuhibbu sabirin. Allah loves the patient. But actually, the word sabr, it literally, I'll read you a little bit from here, it means habs. As though you are in a sort of a prison, that you do not react and you do not go forward in a state of uneasiness. You don't lose your temper. You don't overreact. You have sabr. And I remember when I was first studying, I had an issue, and I was saying to one of the great shuyukh, one of the many that I had, he was telling me about sabr, and I said, I can be patient. I will. And he said, say inshallah. And I said, okay, Osbur inshallah, I will be patient. He said, you can't be patient unless Allah gives you patience. And Allah allows you to be patient. So don't take it that lightly. And then he was trying to give me, because he was an Arabic teacher and he was also a sheikh. I'll say his name, Sheikh Yusuf al-Badri from Cairo. What a wonderful man. Allah rest his soul. Al-Baqa lillah, Allah yarhamu. And he was my neighbor, actually. So I had occasion to visit him often in his beautiful library and his beautiful family. So I remember thinking, this American mentality is just so sathi, it means it's so baseline. I mean, when you become a Muslim and you try to study with these shuyukh, you better take a huge slice of humble pie because this is going to be a rocky road. And everything you presume, PhD, big deal. No, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It helps you to sit and read for hours on end. That's about all I really believe that it was worthwhile. Because once you go into the Quran and the Sunnah, it's another world. It's another planet. It's so beautiful. I just wish so much for all of my sisters and brothers that are Muslim, especially the reverts, converts, whatever, that you will start now studying Tawheed and Allah's names and attributes, and you'll be in the best shape you'll ever be in. So, okay, so now we're in this book now. And this is the bab about min al-iman billahi as-sabr ala iqdar Allah. So faith in Allah includes sabr according to Allah's decree, miqdar. Now remember, miqdar and qadar, qadir, they all have the same root. And it has to do with you have received your portion from the only one that can proportion or apportion anything, and that's Allah. So now if you're in a state where you're needing this, and most of us will always be in this state, I'm going to start off with some Quran, hoping to keep this under 10 minutes. Because people won't pay attention if it's too long. So I want to give you these snippets to pull you in, and you're going to go, oh, it's only 10 minutes. I wonder what she's going to say today. See, it's going to work like that, I hope. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا نحن نزلنا عليك القرآن تنزيلا فأصبر لحكم ربك. Allah says, we have sent you down this Quran, tanzilan, so be patient to get the wisdom of it. وَأَصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبِّهِمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Be patient with the good people. أَصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ with مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ, those who call upon their Lord, بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ, day and night. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهُ, because they're looking forward for His face. They want to see Allah's face on Judgment Day. So how do you think you're going to get to that level? Because not everybody's going to see His face. So if you are serious about seeing Allah's face, you don't just go hang out anywhere with anyone, because they'll lead you astray, because the shayateen of insi wa jinn are everywhere. Okay, let's go for another verse. This is Yusuf. Remember Yusuf when she accused him of trying to rape her in that story, all right? Yusuf said, Rabbi, as-sijnu ahabu ilayya mimma yad'unani ilay, wa illa tasrif anni kaydahun, asbu ilayhinna, wa akun min al-jahilin. Yusuf said, Lord, the prison is a better place for me, other than what she's calling me to. And if you do not, see, this is the words of Sheikh Yusuf here, how he's explaining it. If you do not turn my face away from these plots, kaiduhunna, women's plots, asaba alayhinna, I will do it. I will go and be a sorry man because I can be trapped. Akun min al-jahilin. So this is just another pointer that you always have to be on the lookout for traps, and you always want to know that if caught or if stuck, you ask for patience. فَأَصْبِرْ كَمَا صَبَرَ أُولِي الْعَزْمِ مِنَ الرُّسُلِ وَلَا تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. This is a Quranic verse from Surah Al-Ahqaf where Allah says, be patient, like those أُولِي الْعَزْمِ مِنَ الرُّسُلِ, those greatest messengers, and do not be hasty. And then from the Prophet Muhammad, I think I'll go on to another issue. I don't want to keep going on to the Qadr because we'll be doing all Qadr forever because Qadr is one of my favorite subjects. But we're going on now to something called the heart. And this is very important because living in America now, especially where I'm living near the ocean, and I just got back from walking along the pier and having an ice cream, which I felt very guilty about. But I was sitting with my nephew at the table outside and watching the world go by. And the world in this part of Florida is like, hedonism, total hedonism, because the people are very rich in their clothes and their jewelry and their shoes and their hats, and they are just dunyawi. They're drowning in the dunya. They all have yachts and all this stuff. I visit here like once a month. And it's sad for me because they are in La La Land. They don't have a clue. So I sit there in my hijab and they pass me by and look at me like I'm from outer space. But at least they've seen something now. See, they know that Islam is alive and well. So this verse from Surah At-Taghabun, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن يؤمن بالله يهد قلبه. If you believe in Allah, your heart will be at peace. How can you believe in Allah if you don't know who He is? These poor souls, these millionaires, they don't even know who Allah is. So when I get home, I thought I'd do this because it's so interesting when you get into it like this, okay? Yahdi kalbu. Here, يرزقه التأمنين. Allah will give you the rizq, the reward, or the good portion of ta'manina. It means to satisfy you with sakina. You will have a feeling of rest in your heart. وهذا يدل على أن الإيمان يتعلق بالقلب. So this is pointing out to you that your faith is tied to and by your heart. فإذا اهتدى القلب اهتدى الجوارح. If your heart is peaceful and resting, so will be your body. From this also, additional hadith, إن في جسد مضغة وإذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله ألا وهي القلب. You've all heard this before, I'm sure, because this hadith is referring to the luqma, the piece of flesh that is in your body, and it's called the heart. Now, you know the heart, if you look at it, if you're a surgeon, or you look at any YouTube video, the heart does this, it turns. And that's why it's called the qalb. Literally qalb, it means to turn. Turn like maybe almost upside down, or half upside down, or a quarter upside down, but that's what your heart does. So your heart is never really 100% stable unless it knows Allah, unless you're praying 5 times a day and you appreciate Allah's attributes because you know how incredibly, amazingly He can do anything, and that lets you feel always at peace. For instance, we're talking about the asab al-musiba. So the tafsir of this is, if a person, they always say, إِذَا رَجُلٌ, man, they always say, if you believe in Allah, you will accept the taqdeer min Allah. You will be radi, yarda, wa yuslim. وإذا علم أن المصيبة من الله أطمأن قلب وارتاح. Why? If you have something that happens to you that's shocking you and you dislike it, if you understand that it is from Allah, you will accept it. Not only just accept it, but be contented with it. That's rida. Ra, da, alif, hamza. Then not hamza. Wait a minute. I don't want to make a mistake because some of these words that we don't always properly pronounce them. Here it says, wa yurda with the ya on the end. Rida would be the noun. So here the verb would be fayarda wa yuslam. You will be contented and you will be submissive, and you will know that this comes from Allah. And then it makes it kind of okay, because you're not going to say, oh, Allah doesn't make mistakes. You're not going to say, oh, how can this happen to me? This is a mistake. Because if you're reading very thoroughly the whole Bab, your first reaction of people is, no, not me. This is wrong when it happens. And then you slowly either begin to acclimate yourself until you reach the stage of rida, to be contented with it. But who's going to do that unless you know it's Allah who did it? So, inshallah, this helped you, because everybody has a lot of things that happen to them that they're very unhappy with. And their first reaction is to say, oh no, not me. How? Why me? No, it wouldn't have happened if Allah didn't give it to you. Test. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.